Alright, this is Michael here, and I'm going to give a review of this Maker Select V2. Now, I've had this printer for almost a year now, and I got this from an old guy. He called me up off of my Google listing and said, hey, I have a printer and I need some help, can't quite figure it out. Turned out there was nothing wrong with it. He's just an old guy who bought a printer, is really interested in 3D printing, and didn't know how to make it work. Now, quite obviously, all you need is a slicing program. Put your file into it, slice it, make sure that that works good, make sure that you got the profile for this, plug it in, and then print, which I'm not going over that any further today, but yeah, I'm going to get into the production of this. So I've run this printer like a business. It has been my business, and this is my very first YouTube. Obviously, you're going to see the low quality of the camera, lighting, and the fact that I'm doing this off my cell phone, but I want to get some videos out there, and I think it's important for other people out there to see that even though I don't have all the fancy bells and whistles, I'm going to go ahead and put the effort into doing this to get comfortable doing it. And I think y'all should too if you're thinking about doing this. Something I've been thinking about for a while, but anyways, let's get back into the review of this printer. So it's a Maker Select V2, an i3 style setup. And as you can see, there's a couple things on here that are not factory. One of the very first things you want to do when you get one of these is I recommend changing out your build plate for a PEI sheet. You can find PEI on Amazon. You can get the size you need. This stuff is fantastic. I was running glass on a handful of my machines, on 4 of them, before I switched over to these PEI sheets. The glass worked great for months. I would say 3 to 6 months. The glass was perfect. I'd spray some spray Aquanet on it. Other people will use the glue sticks. That worked. One day I was printing a real big print. Glass started cracking. Within a week, because I had installed that glass on multiple printers and I'd been running them about equally, I had 2 glass beds break. I had a friend of mine tell me about this, and this is the new fantastic stuff. I don't have to spray anything to the PEI sheet, and it just comes directly off. You can get it on Amazon. It is fantastic. You want to put this on whatever printer you're getting, but especially for this Maker Select here. So aside from that, you're going to see I've got some other printed parts here. These printed parts are for a new X here. So whether that's X or Y. I'm going to swap out this direct drive setup. Now, this is one nice thing about this printer is that it's direct drive. Now, I like that. I like direct drive setups because you can end up doing flexible. If you end up getting some transitional filament or some filament that's out of spec, this is going to handle it better than it dragging through a Bowden tube. I have a Wanahu i3, which is very similar to this. The only difference is it took all this and put it right underneath. I like that. I'll do a review of it later. The nice thing about that one is I bought it already upgraded with the Titan extruder on it. So that's my plan here. That's why I've already printed these parts out. I've got some ceramic bearings to go in place here. We're going to put a Titan extruder on this, and that's going to help improve its reliability. The one thing I didn't like about this is that the nozzle it has, and I've already thrown the nozzle away because it got all clogged up. It's a big fat nozzle, and I could not even find it. I could not easily find it on the internet to replace it. And nozzles are $1 to $3–4 a piece. I'd even pay $5 and up to $20 for some of the hardened ones. But this doesn't need a hardened nozzle, and I couldn't find a nozzle for it. Now I know on the rest of my machines I'm running the E3D Titan. Most of them, all but one of them, is the Titan Aero, and it's a damn good printer. And we're gonna have Sammy join us up here in a second. One of my kitties. But yeah, so I've already got a bunch of the genuine E3D Titans. I know they work great. They work good for flexible. They work good as long-term. They work good as long-term use printers. Use extruders. This cat's really got me thrown off here. Anyways, they work for a very long time, and I'm real happy with them. So that's the only real upgrade there. Otherwise, this thing has been a steady producer. It has gotten, it's pretty decent accuracy. The price point is right there where you want it to be. It's under $300. I forget exactly what this one is. Prices do vary from Black Friday, Christmas to after, and in between if there's a high demand, if the tariffs are going up or down. So I'm not even going to quote you the price, but it's affordable. It's an under $500 printer. I believe it's even under $300. I think this is 2 something or 1 something. So it's not too bad at all. The downsides, I don't like this big control box. I mean, you got to pick this up, you got to carry it. One time when I picked this up, I left my SD card in here, as you see now, and I broke the SD card. It's a 16 gigabyte, not too big of a deal, but hey, you don't want to be breaking merchandise when you can help it, you know. Now, as you can see, this is also a printed part. This fan did not come with it. It had a much smaller little 40 millimeter fan, I believe, on the back, or I believe it was 60 millimeter. This is an upgrade you can find on Thingiverse, 120 millimeter fan. You just plug it in where you had your other fan, and you get a whole lot more airflow. That'll keep this cool, because this was getting pretty hot to the touch when I was running it on high temps, running PETG through it with a heat bed of 80, and you know, the hot ends at 245, 250, 225 every day for hours on end. Yeah, you want to make sure that this thing is running cool. Occasionally you're going to want to pull this out, vacuum it out. That's what I noticed with these, is every couple months I gotta vacuum my machines out. But otherwise, it's a fantastic printer. I would not have otherwise bought this as a first choice printer. It wasn't my first choice printer. This is something I bought off of my friend Sal, because he ended up not wanting it offered. I said, hey, look, you know, you're not using it. I had a real big need for it. So he let me borrow it, and I just bought it from him, and it's been working great for me. I've had it down for a few days as I've got these parts made for it, and I'll have the new extruder come in. So we'll have this guy up and producing in no time. And I'm really happy about doing this. I hope this wasn't too long of a video. Overall, if I was going to give this out of a 10-star rating, probably a good 6-7 stars. You know, it's good for the bang for the buck. It's that. It's not a 10 out of 10 printer. It's not anything that's fantastic. You do have some assembly. There are other printers that'll come pre-assembled a lot easier. It's not super advanced. This is an older model, and even that. So it's a good printer. It'll make things for you. The build size is 8 inches. That's decent. You know, if you're wanting to get your filament, your printer all in for under $500 and be printing things, and you know you're going to print a bunch, you know, this might be it for you. I personally like a little bit bigger printers, but this guy is a decent one. So that's my Maker Select, or my MonoPrice Maker Select V2. Thank y'all. And what do you think of my setup here? I look forward to comments. I look forward to all subscriptions and all that other stuff. Let me know what you want to see. I hopefully want to do a couple more of these, and then if y'all want some tips on 3D printing, I know there's a lot of other people doing it, but if you seem like you want to watch me do it, I'll gladly give you some tips and tricks on what I'm doing. I personally don't follow a lot of other people with 3D printing, which maybe I ought to, but I do make a business out of this, and I'd like to share that with y'all. I'd like to show y'all what I'm doing, and I'd like to give some good information on printers, on the process, and learn from y'all as well. So let me know what you think, and I look forward to the next video.